welcome to Highly Questionable. This is not a paid actor. It's not a random old Cuban man. It's my father. That's Bomani Jones. What do you like on the show today, Bo?
World Series starts. Who am I kidding? The NBA starts tonight.
Dale, papi.
Is it not clear that Brock Osweiler made a mistake by leaving the Broncos?
I feel like he might know it already, that not only do the Texans have some buyer's remorse, but he might have some remorse as well. Because if you look at the numbers from last night's game, his complete inability and incompetence throwing the ball downfield, it's historically inept when it comes to a guy looking scared at that position on your television. It's one thing to be bad. We've seen Josh Freeman be bad on a Monday night primetime stage. It's another thing entirely for everyone in the stadium to feel like you're scared because your every throw looks like it's scared, and then some of the throws look like this, which...
Well, I mean, it depends on what you mean by throw. That was a fumble.
I mean, what is that? And, of course, he was going for the 3-yard out because that's all he was going for all night long.
Yeah, you're looking at this the wrong way, though. Like, you're looking at this and seeing how bad the Texans are with Osweiler. Like, man, he should have stayed with Denver because that's a good team. No. Denver offered $16 million a year. Houston offered $18 million a year. And clearly this dude needed to grab the money right then and there before people figured out that all he was tall. Like, that's it. He absolutely made the right move. And it'd be worse for him if he was in Denver because he's in Houston right now. They can have a quarterback that bad and still win that putrid division. If he were in Denver, everyone would be looking at him and saying, you're the reason we can't win a Super Bowl and we're stuck with you because we gave you all this money.
Talib said on our show that defense deserved cuts from his new contract. And last night you saw that they were enjoying revealing to everybody that that guy is not the reason they won the Super Bowl.
You know, they're having a major problem now that J.J. Watt is out of the roster. If J.J. Watt were in the mix, you know, you'll see a different Brockweiler. You know, you'll see a guy that'll be all fired up, you know, going all the way all over the place, you know. But with J.J. Watt out, you know, what can I tell you, buddy? Those are the breaks of the game.
Brockweiler, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like he might want to come out for the next game in disguise as a different quarterback named Brockweiler. It wouldn't be as bad as this one.
Are the Cubs taking a big risk if they play Kyle Schwarber?
Kyle Schwarber is the name that he was going for. There's a lot of consonants. I can understand how he would have wound up confused. It's funny we're asking this. This tells us a lot how we view team sports. We're asking about the risk the Cubs are taking. What about the risk Schwarber is taking? He tore his ACL at the beginning of the season. He's been out for 6 months. He's been cleared to DH. Now, to me, the thing is he's been cleared to be a pinch hitter because what you would think would be the concern was running the bases and changing directions. But he's playing the Arizona Fall League. If they say his knee can hold up, then why not? Oh, yeah, he hasn't seen Major League pitching in 6 months.
He hasn't seen it since April, but they do have more information than we do, more invested, more at risk, and I do trust this management team to think that this guy is better than possibly Jorge Soler, which he probably is, even if he hasn't swung a bat in 6 months. And what difference does it make? The Indians hit 167 in the last series. They won in 5 games. I don't think hitting is going to be what decides this series.
Well, if they want to call somebody from the full league with one hit, I know the guy that you know, they should call in. You know, I'm telling you, it's a left-handed hitter. You know, I mean, he can hit that one hit, buddy. That's Tim Tebow. That's the man that comes to my mind.
I mean, although if you are trying to overcome a curse, one would think that perhaps, you know.
Why were you groaning that way? Everything you said had an undercurrent of groan underneath it.
I'm just saying, man.
Is Kevin Durant's debut with the Warriors tonight more exciting than the first game of the World Series?
Exciting. What would you rather watch tonight? After game 1 of the World Series, somebody's going to have a lead. It's still going to be baseball. It's going to be interesting stories. There are bigger stakes. But what I want to watch is something that's aesthetically pleasing. I want to watch something tonight that feels like discovery. I want to see what that team looks like with Kevin Durant playing with the Golden State Warriors, who had the best regular season team we've ever seen last year. I'm more interested in the idea of discovery. I'll catch the World Series a little bit later when they're closer to a result.
And it's worth noting they're playing the only team anybody thinks also has a chance to win the West, the San Antonio Spurs. Like, this is something to tune into. But no knock to the Warriors, because this is a really big deal. But can this not make you stop and look back on what a crazy time it was when LeBron came to Miami? Because this isn't even a question for that game. That was the biggest thing anybody had going. This one, I got to admit, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to the second half because they're playing it over there in that stay-awake time zone.
Are you kidding me? I'm really going to be watching that Warriors game. I want to see who's going to be taking more shots. It's going to be a Steph Curry or Durant, and whether or not there's going to be a big argument on the middle of that court. You know, it's my shot. No, it's my shot. No, it's my shot. And Klay Thompson, how about me? You sit down. Don't worry about it. This is between me and Kevin. That's it.
Yeah.
We didn't even get Draymond involved in this yet.
Yeah.
And David West to come in at the end and be like, break it up, or I'm going to break it up.
What do you think about what Adam Silver said about Anthem protest?
He kicks the can right down the road. We will not deal with this now. We will not deal with this until we actually have to deal with this. Listen to this.
What I've said is that we'll deal with the facts of any particular situation that presents itself. So, I think the best tack for us was to work directly with our players on real meaningful action in communities and not make threats in advance about what will happen. I think it's a partnership with our players, and again, all I can say is so far we've had multiple preseason games, and none of our players have chosen to take a knee, and in fact they've stood arm in arm and tried to demonstrate a message of togetherness and unity, which I think is the right message. It's an anthem is an opportunity to bring people together in society, and by the way, just because someone stands for the anthem, it doesn't mean they agree with everything that's happening in their country. It's a stand for of support for your country, of respect, and a desire to bring people together. And I think that's what makes sports so special.
He said that on Mike and Mike this morning, and it's probably prudent to not threaten anybody now until he actually has to deal with it. Here's the thing, though. He'll probably have to deal with it, and they've talked to the Players Association in partnership with the Players Association about how to deal with it. They're just not telling us at this moment, and there's no telling when it's going to appear. It didn't appear in the preseason, except at a Miami Heat game where the anthem singer all of a sudden decided to kneel while singing the anthem, much to the surprise of the Miami Heat. I don't know if there's a right way to handle this other than just to leave it alone until you have to handle it.
Well, there are two things to consider here. Number one, Adam Silver sounds so much different when he talks about these things than Roger Goodell, because Adam Silver actually sounds like he knows something. The problem is he sounded a bit like Roger Goodell in this sense. Adam Silver was the guy who said he encouraged his players to speak up more, when in reality this happened and all of a sudden he turned into what about meaningful action guy, right? You can't be the dude saying you want guys to speak up and then try to negotiate with them about how they do the speaking. Being the commissioner of the NBA is difficult because you have to sell that league to this country, and it's proven to be a difficult issue, in particular about race, for a very, very long time. But you say you want guys to speak up, let them speak up. Otherwise, you sound like a hypocrite.
Are you more interested in watching the Cavs or the Knicks tonight?
I mean, the Cavs are going to win the East. I don't feel like we have to talk about anything else. I feel like we can simulate the rest of the season like it's a video game, and the Cavs are going to win the East. I have no idea what in the world the Knicks are going to be. I am totally fascinated by what this roster is, because best case scenario for them with the new coach, with Derrick Rose and everything else, they could be one of the best 3 or 4 teams in the East, except for the fact that they're the Knicks. So this could be total disaster and turmoil, which would be much more fun to watch.
This is a fairly amazing thing to think of LeBron James as underappreciated, but the idea that you wouldn't tune in to watch the greatest basketball player of our time because you're kind of numb and you're kind of immune to his greatness, and watching him play is something that you've taken for granted because you want to watch Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose and the Eastern Conference finalists from 2011 instead of the best basketball player on earth?
It's not that we want to watch LeBron, it's that we want to listen to the Knicks fans, because if it's a win, they're going to get excited like they go win a championship, and we'll laugh because they're going to come crashing down to earth. And if they lose, we can just start laughing right now.
The Knicks, they are starting the season tonight? You think that anyone told Phil?
Phil doesn't know. Phil has no idea who plays for them.
That's why people kept trying to get me to go to Cleveland.
Phil's like, wait a minute, Derrick Rose plays for us now?
Should Steve Bartman want to throw a first pitch in Wrigley?
This sinister suggestion comes from the second baseman for the opposing team, who went to the same high school as Bartman. Jason Kipnis suggests this in a way that you can accuse him of being evil by suggesting it.
We have a joke. There's like the only thing I am mad at Bartman for is missing an easy fly ball. Every other fan was going for the ball. Then every other fan still goes for the ball right now. I saw I was watching the game, and foul ball went right there. You had one guy who was very alert, trying to hold people back, but then everyone else was still, a foul ball going after it. So, no, there's no blame on him, and there never should have been.
I am pro forgiveness. I would actually love to see this. But if I was Bartman, I wouldn't go anywhere near that ballpark. And furthermore, if you gave Cubs fans the options of taking away American commerce and American freedoms and not allowing him into the ballpark with a ticket, I believe that they would choose to ban him from the ballpark.
Look, I'm saying like this. If Steve Bartman wants to throw out a first pitch, he needs to go in and enlist in Uncle Sam's army. Because Cubs fans, hey, man, ain't nobody just going to let this take a chance that Steve Bartman's in here. We're going to win. One way or another, they're going to get you out the building.
Well, he should go there. Yeah, he should go to the mound. He should grab the ball, and then he should look at the catch and then drop the ball again on the ground and then give the finger to everybody and then walk off the mound. That's what he should do. That's right.
Run off the mound.
Yeah, don't walk. Run.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Dan, you ready? Go on, pull. Pull. Put your head down. Pull. No, you go on.
Oh, man, he's going to hate himself for this.
Hold on.
Oh, there
right
it is.
Right there.
There it is. Old Al. Al was trying as hard as he could. Judgment impaired by that empty bottle right there.
Time to play the game that always brings the sparkle. Do you question?
Oh, you're the sparkly one. I thought it was me. You give us topics and events, and we question them.
Was that a wink or a seizure?
Do you question if MKG has improved?
Man, his career has been confusing so far. He was supposed to be great, and he wasn't so great. And then last season, he was kind of much better. But now what do we have? Is this better or worse?
Better till he got hurt. Oh. Hey! Hey!
Oh, it doesn't look as awkward.
Oh, no. It still looks awkward, except the end part, which I guess is the only thing that matters, is that, he's hitting the bottom of the net.
Okay, but that's not how you play in the NBA. Usually you're guarded, and he's not out there very often.
Yeah,
is
but I assure you that if we had done that 2 years ago, he could have been in there by himself, camera, no camera. It wouldn't have been looking like that. Not at the end.
Well, wow, it looks much better than what he used to. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's that. The elbow, that's not how
I
you
can't
shoot.
understand the mechanics of, where is the basket? Is it where he's looking, or is it where his hand is going?
It's behind him. The basket is clearly behind him.
Do you question if Al should have seen this coming?
We are going out to Great Britain.
Okay, who's Al? Does it matter?
This is a strength. This is a strength test. This is literally a strength test.
Told Al is the guy with the funny hair on the left.
Obviously not. Twice the size of it. Resist, mate. Resist. How you cut my cut?
Is his arm going to break?
Right, let's go. Resist. Yeah, go on. You've got to pull up as hard as you can. You ready? My elbow. Go on.
I see what's going
on.
on.
Fair. Get down. You ready? Go on. Pull. Pull. Put your head down. Pull. No, you go on.
Oh,
pull your arm
man,
up.
he's
Go on,
going to
hold
hate
on,
himself for
hold on.
this.
Oh, there
right there.
it is.
Right there.
There it is. Old Al. Al was trying as hard as he could. Judgment impaired by that empty bottle right there.
You got to punch one of those dudes in the face, man. You can't be the only person who gets punched in the face. Al has a great sense of humor, a far better sense of humor than I got. Because I got to leave, man. I just can't keep sitting here with y'all when you did this to me like this.
I feel like Al deserves whatever's coming his way for wearing his hair in a bouffant hairdo the way he is.
Well, that's good, but I have seen better pranks.
Oh, yes. Our Russian friends. Yeah. Why can't he hit me on the head so hard that I can only tap him? Bow!
Why is he so much better at this than I
The
am?
love child of Pat Riley and Steve Buscemi in the back. He's having a good time, too. Oh! I mean, at some point, you just stop playing the game, right? Like, you win, I lose.
We do a remarkably stupid show.
Do you question if he should have left a note?
I get the feeling that there's really going to be no need to leave a note.
Oh, no.
Oh!
There it is. Okay, he's going to drive off. He's just going to drive off.
You leave one note or two notes? Because I just left.
Yeah.
Hey, that had just been it.
Oh, wait a minute. Or 3 notes. Is he going to leave because that's a borrowed car? 3 notes? Is he just leaving? Are you kidding me? Is he going to just leave?
Well, did he hop out the window and then open the door and then get back in? Like, do you think he's capable of writing a note?
Oh, no.
You going to do it again?
He's just leaving.
Here's the thing about leaving a note. The likelihood of doing that is directly tied to whether or not you have insurance.
Well, that's what I do every time I pull into the supermarket. That's right, boy. I go through a bunch of cars, then I leave no notes. I just take off. That's all.
No, in Miami, that's just another day in the life.
Sometimes they'll leave them a fruit that doesn't have any fingerprints on it. A little gift.
Time to play the game that is always better when there is 4 of you. See? Or no?
Tell us what's on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued or not. What does he mean by that?
On Root Sports, the other NBA game, Jazz and Trailblazers.
We brought in a basketball expert to help us with our Mason Plumlee analysis. He says he's expanded his game. Let's see. How has he expanded it? There it is. Long jumper. What are we getting here? No? Okay, this does not look like a game expansion. That's how they're going to beat the Warriors this season. That's how they're going to come out of the West right there. Just a lot of dribbling, jump shooting from 18 feet, totally inefficient. Bomani, are you intrigued?
I want to see him do that every game of the NBA season. You promised me that he's going to try to do this stuff all year. I'll stay up and watch all their games.
Basketball expert and greatest pitcher of my lifetime, Pedro Martinez. Are you intrigued?
No.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. Okay, Poppy, what about you? Are you intrigued, Poppy?
See, I'm very intrigued. Listen, everybody's talking about Damian Lillard and Plumlee. I'm telling you something. You know, there is a guy there, a Latino player. His name is Luis Montero. Last year, he didn't do that well because, you know, he didn't have that many games. He only played in 20 games. He scored 1.2 points a game. But this year, it's a different animal. This guy is going to make the difference with the Trailblazer. Luis Montero. And then you'll never forget.
Even Pedro knows that's ridiculous.
I mean, even Pedro's offended by your Latin bias.
Man.
On the Tennis Channel, the WTA Finals in Singapore.
It's great that we have a tennis expert here with us to help us with this Russian tennis player whose name I can't pronounce. What did she do during a break here?
Excellent barbers in Singapore.
Grabbed some scissors.
But we've just seen Svetlana Kuznetsova.
She's just cutting her hair.
Cut her own hair. You ever done this before, Alicia?
You might be next in line here, but I can
That
think
seems
of
like
two
something
reasons.
Manny
One,
Ramirez
she's
might
feeling
have
heavy
done,
on the
Pedro.
court.
I suspect that Manny might have done something like that during play. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Like, did you ever think about doing that when your hair was long? Because it was kind of getting in the way and, you know.
Jerry curls back then.
No, I did not, but I wouldn't be surprised if Manny did it. So I'm going to say...
All right. We're going out of order, but he's intrigued by that. How about you, Bomani?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool,
whatever.
cool.
No rules here. Boppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Looks like you have been cutting
Really?
the back of your hair.
Really? We're doing that?
That's right. Look at that.
I said, look, I tell him to do it again so I can show Pedro the moon roof. See what I mean?
Yeah.
You do that yourself? You did pretty good.
Hey, Pedro, you're new here. Let's go. Wait a minute before you start doing that stuff.
Better than the Russian player. Obviously.
On MTV UK, Geordie Shore.
As luck would have it, we have a reality show expert with us here to break this down. We've got Britain is where we're going out to. It's some sort of British Jersey Shore. What do we have?
I've had a few drinks. Chantel is banging on about Chloe, and all I can think about is what I knew about Chloe.
Get him, drop the bomb. Shut the up, what's
Person
your
I
man?
think to say before the line can catch up in my mouth, I've said something that I probably shouldn't have.
Drop the bomb now.
I know what that bomb is. It'll blow up all over Chloe's face. Let me drop it for you.
But I'll tell you about her and Kate. Is that what we're talking about? About her and Kate when they spent the 2 nights together? Or is that what we're talking about? How Chloe and Kate spent 2 nights together?
Chloe's Australia.
Chloe and Kyle together. I feel like I've literally just been kicked in the stomach. I can feel the rage building up inside of us. I just want to kick something or someone. I need to get out of this taxi now.
Hell, apparently Chloe has been Holly's ex, Kyle.
That is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. What was that Gary saying that?
I've Kyle in Australia. Gary, you're a lying.
I feel like that looked a lot like your Kevin Millar Red Sox time. That's in some spot. You thought that was funny. Well, Monty, are you intrigued?
It's so crazy to see like American trash with hoity-toity British accents. I believe they call that cognitive dissonance.
Pedro, are you intrigued?
Not whatsoever. Too many people in a small car. I need someone to create some space. I'm not intrigued.
Yeah,
not whatsoever.
We shouldn't be talking about a lack of space around here. Bobby, what about you? Are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, can I make a confession?
Yeah.
I didn't understand a word of what was said in that video.
I mean, they're doing these. We're doing it in second language. That's really hard, man.
They gave us subtitles for a little bit.
Come on.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Pedro, thank you for allowing us to totally waste your time. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Muchísimas gracias.
Where was the baseball expertise? Watching British reality shows with Pedro Martinez. It's weird.
We need some baseball. World Series time.
Great job, Pedro.
Thank you.
Excellent. Oh, no, Poppy, no.
I thought about trying it, but I had too much respect for Pedro.